Hey guys, I'm Amir with RS Future, and I'm going to be taking you through the engine rebuild of Muoi's 2000 Honda Civic. A bit of background on this car. A couple of years ago, she decided she wanted a Civic, a white EK hatch in particular. She spent about 6 months looking for one, found this car. She was very specific about wanting it to be an original Taffeta white car. Found one, bought it, I think a few hundred miles away from LA, drove it back, and just wanted to have some fun with it. Very simple car, nothing too crazy. Ended up finding a B16B and ITR swap for it. A friend of ours, Pepe in Vegas, found it and was like, hey, this is a great deal, get this, so she did. And then once we had the swap, it was like 2 weeks before FF Battle a couple years back, and the guys at Battlecraft were like, hey, why don't we do the swap, we'll take care of everything for you, and she can compete in FF Battle, which she did and had a good time at. Did really well, and it was great of the guys over at Battlecraft to take care of all that. They basically went from a stock automatic D-Series car to a pretty, solid, mild build. Suspension had been gone through. They did the swap, a fun Honda. So they took care of all that, and then over the span of the last 2 years, once they had done that, she went through and with the help of Battlecraft just kind of made a lot of small changes to the car, upgraded the suspension, changed every bushing in the car, shifting upgrades, rebuilt the transmission, did stuff like that. So until the point where the car became really solid. And then about 6 months ago, I stepped in to start helping her with the suspension, getting it dialed in to the point that she really liked it. And now the car is done, it drives really well. She took it out to Buttonwillow a few days back and just reset her PB. She did a 203, which is great considering the power level of the car, and it was basically the first time she'd really driven it without any issues. At Buttonwillow, for some reason, that track was a bit cursed for her for a while. So yeah, overall a really good car. However, the one thing that needed to be addressed, or should I say was a bit of an unknown, and we didn't really know why, was the engine. So B16B, great engine, makes good power, reliable, everything you could possibly want. However, when we put it on the dyno, we found that it dynoed really low. The baseline was like 130 wheel horsepower. After about an hour or two on the dyno, Christian at Battlecraft got it to 140 wheel horsepower and just over 100 foot-pounds of torque. So a lot lower than what it should have been. And we could see it in all the data. So the fastest this car went at Buttonwillow was like 104, 105 miles per hour. To put into comparison, my NSX does, when it was NA, would do like 119, and Turbo does like 135. So big difference. This thing had like Miata power. So now that everything else has been addressed and the chassis is good, kind of the way we like to do things is save the engine for last, get the suspension dialed in, get everything to the point where it's really solid, and then add power. So that way we know why it's low on power and that it's kind of a fresh rebuild, start from scratch, and we know everything that's in there. We're going to take the engine out, send it over to Muoi at Sportcar Motion. He's going to do a mild rebuild with a few upgraded parts, do some rods, pistons, cams, valve train, so that way we know that the engine's going to be bulletproof and be able to handle whatever we throw at it, and then bring some of that power back, hopefully bring it into a little bit more of what a B-Series should have, and give Muoi a bit more of I'd say a little bit more in her toolbox to set a fast lap. Last year she happened to do the entire Vtec Club N1 season and did really well and ended up winning the championship despite having one of the lowest powered cars. So this year, in an effort to defend her championship and kind of push her driving to the next level, she's adding a bit more power and seeing what she can do. So thanks to Muoi for getting this all taken care of for us. We're going to get the engine out and send it over to him. So if you guys have any questions, comments, let me know. Add in the comments, I'm happy to answer them. And yeah, let's get this engine out. All right, so the engine is out. It went nice and smooth thanks to the hard work by the boys over at Battlecraft when they did the swap. They removed anything that didn't really need to be there, so getting the engine out was pretty straightforward. A few hoses, a bit of the wiring harness, and it came right out. Up next, we're going to be taking the engine to Muoi. He's going to do a refresh for us, throw in some rods, pistons, cams, add a bit of power, and see what was going on with the engine in the first place and why it was so down on power. A little strange as to why it dynoed so low, so probably at some point someone had swapped out the internals. We never really dug too deep into it, just didn't have the time, so it'd be cool to see exactly what was going on there. After that, we'll get the engine back in, get Muoi out to do some testing, and hopefully get this all sorted out before round 2 of Vtec Club in July. So we'll take you guys along for all of that. When we drop off the engine to Sportcar Motion, go check out some of the cool stuff he's got going on there. He's always got interesting and fun cars. So yeah, all done here, and we'll see you at Sportcar Motion.